We've got another Melick Adventure collaboration. This time we are talking about Cinderella, so let's get cracking! Hello all my explorers, and welcome back to Loren's Adventures Out There. And if you're new, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. My name is Loren, and I'm with Castles, Capes, and Clones, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. We talk Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, The Muppets, 20th Century, National Geographic, Disney Plus, ABC, Hulu. If it's about Disney, we are talking about it. So if you like that kind of content, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. Okay, so as you know, I have been participating in several of the Melick Adventures collaborations. At the beginning of this year, they kind of set it up where they had 2 films a month. It's usually a Disney animated or Pixar film. And you can do whatever you want with that theme. Some people will do sketches, or some people will do ears, some people will make a recipe or a cocktail or, some other craft. The sky's the limit. Whatever you want to talk about. I usually talk about the things that influence those particular films. That is what I feel I can bring to a collaboration. And so today we are talking about one of Disney's most prolific and undoubtedly my favorite artist, Mary Blair. Mary Blair's style greatly impacted the work of Disney throughout the 40s and 50s, including Cinderella, which served as the cornerstone between 2 eras in Disney history. Born on October 21st, 1911, in McAlester, Oklahoma, Mary Brown Robinson moved to Texas while still a small child, and then later to Morgan Hill, California, in the early 20s. After graduating from San Jose State University, Mary won a scholarship to the Chouinard Art Institute in Los Angeles, and after graduating, she met and married Lee Blair. Mary's first professional animation job was as an animator with MGM, but then went to work with her husband at the Ub Iwerks studio before moving to Disney. She joined Disney in 1940 and worked on Dumbo and some early Lady and the Tramp, but then she felt that she was being artistically stifled. So she went on to do other things, but eventually returned and went on a South American tour with her husband, Walt and Lillian Disney, and other artists as part of the Good Neighbor Tour. It was here that she really began to hone in on her classic style. Walt was so impressed, he appointed her as an art supervisor for Saludos Amigos and the Three Caballeros. She worked on many of the films in the 1940s, and starting with Cinderella, her style defined the film of the early 50s. Cinderella was an important time for Disney, as they were finally able to return to normal after World War II. While Walt wanted to return to the glory days of Snow White, he also realized that Cinderella needed a more modern aesthetic. And so, he quickly looked to Mary, who had quickly become one of his favorite artists, to be concept artist, colorist, and stylist. Blair sketched ideas for main characters as well as set tones for mood in her colorful layout. As she described, her role involved working with the writers and helping to create the ideas of the picture graphically right from its very beginning. One of the greatest scenes she worked on became Disney's favorite scene. This is when Cinderella's rags are transformed magically into a beautiful ball gown. She drew 24 sketches for 18 seconds of movement to show how it could be done, and the rest is history. She helped create one of Disney's most delightful, memorable scenes of all time. Said Mary Walsh, the managing director of the Animation Research Library at Walt Disney Animation Studios, she's beautiful with design and staging and lighting, and setting emotion and mood in her pieces. I think a lot of that has to do with her ability to choose color and a color scope that actually helps tell the story. A lot of her drawings, if you break it down, can seem really simplistic, but there's so much that can be told in a simple drawing and a simple sketch. There's just so much about her. She's whimsical. Her work comes across as feeling very magical and very Disney-esque, and I think she was able to capture that in so many different areas. Animation historian John Canemaker said, Mary Blair was a fine art watercolorist. She had this real classical background to her work, so that when she did the fantasy, she had a sophistication to her work that belied the naivety of the work itself. Her work is often called childlike, but the technique behind it is anything but. After Peter Pan, Blair became a freelance artist, moving to New York. Despite that, Disney kept in touch with the Blairs. In 1963, he approached her to work on a boat ride for the United Nations Children's Fund's pavilion at the 1964 World's Fair in New York. Blair agreed and designed children from various cultures from around the globe, wearing distinctive costumes within flat and stylized scenes imagined in brilliant colors. That attraction would be moved to Disneyland, where it is today as It's a Small World. Mary Blair sadly passed away in 1978. In 1991, she was posthumously honored as a Disney legend. Also posthumously, she received the Winsor McKay Award at ASIFA Hollywood in 1996, along with 2 other Disney animators. All right, so I hope you learned something a little bit more about Mary Blair, or that you at least enjoyed some of the artwork that I found. She's an incredible artist, and again, I think one of Disney's most prolific artists. Let me know in the comments below if you had a favorite piece of hers, or what your favorite movie Mary Blair helped design. Again, I want to thank the Melicks for including me in being part of this collaboration. There are several channels that are participating, so definitely check them all out down below. And if you had a good time today, we would love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. Visit us on all of our socials down below. Visit our website at www.castlescapesandclones.com. Thank you so much, everybody, and we will see you later. Bye!